in order to really build the foundation to leave your 9-to-5 comfortably and have a predictable stream of income, you really need to do these 3 steps that I'm going to be going over today so you can set yourself up and have the most success when you go into business on your own. So whether you're going into business as a freelancer, a consultant, whether you're starting your own store, something like that, it really doesn't matter what trajectory you want to go on. What matters is that you have all of these things thought of, executed on, and planned for, so you don't fall into one of the biggest traps that most people find themselves falling into. And that's just being in that repeated cycle, that hamster wheel of never really being able to just escape that grind. And maybe sometimes people try to do something on their own, it doesn't work, and they just find themselves back in another job, or they keep trying to find new positions for them, and each one might seem good for a little, but then eventually that feeling kind of creeps up again where they're just not happy. They get in that boring routine, that rut, and they don't really feel that they're being able to feel fulfilled. And not only that, all of the freedom is really kind of stripped away when you're working for someone else and you don't really have a say in anything. So let's get right into the 3 different steps you can take to leave your 9-to-5. So the first step is to really start to develop your skill set. Now, this is really one of 2 things. Number one, if you're in a job that really is just something maybe like it's manual labor, or you're a bartender or a server or something like that, obviously that's probably not the skill set that you're going to use to escape that job. So in that case, you need to find a skill that really suits your personality type best, that is also in demand. Now, on the other hand, let's say you do have a successful job or even a career in a 9-to-5 in a corporation, and you're working for someone else and you like what you're doing, but you might just really not like having to show up to an office every day. You might want to work for yourself as a freelancer in a home office, or maybe you want to travel the world and just work from wherever. That's kind of the other part of it. So if you already have some skills, you like the job you're in, you like what you're doing, but you still know that eventually you want to go out into business for yourself, that's when you can not only just develop your skill set, but further develop it. And this is something a lot of people really miss out on, is that when they want to leave their 9-to-5, they kind of just ignore their 9-to-5 and they mentally check out. They mentally quit before they really quit. However, instead of doing that, you should really be doing the opposite. You should go all in on that job, learn everything you can, try to advance yourself as far as you can so you can get all of that experience. That's going to help build those skills that are going to help you when you really are out there on your own with your own business. So that's really the first step, is to develop your skill set, not be afraid to just embrace the job you're in now, or even start to look for other positions that you can do on the side hustles, things like that, because that is how you're going to be able to start to trade your value for money. Because usually in a 9-to-5, even if you do have that yearly salary, at the end of the day, you're clocking in, you're clocking out, you need to show up there or you don't get paid. Whereas when you have a business, you have a consulting business, you're a freelancer, you have something where it's a digital business, you can trade your value now. Of course, it's going to still take some time, but you're not tied to your hour making X amount. Your earning potential is not capped. So really focus on developing that skill as the first step to leaving your 9-to-5. And getting into the second step to leaving your 9-to-5, that's once you've already established this skill, you started to develop it further. Maybe you got some accreditations, or maybe you got some more skills learned and you really just took some online learning, whatever it is you use to really advance your learning. Now it's time to get hands-on. And remember, this is when you still have your 9-to-5. So you want to now get what we like to call proof of concept. Now, proof of concept in business is really going into the real world, the marketplace, and not just thinking about if something's going to work. It's proving if something is going to work. And the way you can do that is by actually selling your services that you're offering, or if you have a physical product, selling your physical product, and really making sure that people want what you're selling. That's such an important part of it, right? Because if people don't actually want what you're selling, or they don't actually need it, even if you might think that they do, it doesn't matter. Because what you need to do is have cold, hard evidence, cold, hard proof that people will pay you for what you want to do. And once you start to get that proof of concept before you've actually put in your 2 weeks or even really left your 9 to 5, that's when you can really start to build that confidence in yourself that you know that what you're going to do is going to work in the real marketplace. It's not just a one-time thing that you thought was a good idea, you thought people would pay you for this skill or this service or product, and then it didn't go that way. You need to get that real world proof, get those testimonials, get those reviews, start networking outside of your 9 to 5 hours, of course, on nights and weekends where not a lot of people want to put in that effort. But the ones that do are the ones that are like me, that are actually able to build freedom in their life, work for themselves, and do what they want every single day. So after you start to develop your skill, then you're getting that proof of concept. You want to develop case studies. You want to really build your portfolio up in this time period. And then once you're doing that, those are kind of a never-ending kind of process, that phase of developing and getting proof. But then you want to go into shift 3, the third phase, and that is saving an emergency fund up. Now, I know this one probably isn't the funnest one to think about or talk about, but in reality, we're talking about how to do this the right way, how to leave your 9 to 5 comfortably, have a predictable income, and be able to really do it in a way where you're not scared where your next paycheck is going to come from. And in order to do that, really building up an emergency fund of 6 months, even a year worth of your monthly expenses, that is really what's going to help you build that cushion. Because as a freelancer, as an entrepreneur, once you even have that proof, that's awesome, but there are going to be some fluctuations. Of course, that's awesome because the more you put in, the more you can get out. But if something happens and that your income does kind of take a dip once you've left for a little bit, you want to have some cushion there so you can continue to push through, build up your portfolio, your clientele, and then eventually the momentum will pick up. However, if you don't have that cushion, that's where you really risk all of your hard work going to nothing, because then you can't pay your bills. You have to just go get a 9 to 5 again. Then your time is all booked up at the 9 to 5 for the most part. So once you make the jump, you do not want to go back. So make sure you have your foundation, you've developed your skill, you've built a proof of concept, and then you've saved up that emergency fund. And once you've done those 3 things, I guarantee you that will really put you in the best position to have the most success when you go out there and work for yourself. So if you like this video, please subscribe. I do a bunch of content on freelancing, entrepreneurship, lifestyle freedom, and everything like that. My name is Paul Mendez with Profitable Freelancer. Also, please hit the like button, leave a comment down below as well. It really helps the video and just more people see it. And until the next one, I look forward to your success.